Hello, Pre-10 football fans. Maul here with Maul's Minutes for Week 6 in the NJCFFL. Everything you need to know about the week that was in 7 minutes or less. Buckle up, friends. It's Rivalry Week. Coach Lewis's dropping load played host to the surging Cumberland Crew in week number 6. It seemed to be a close matchup on paper, but Coach Cody couldn't get his pickle boys out of the brine this week. Yes, we saw a resurgent Kenneth Moonwalker, the third, score 16.9. And Kaimi Kicker Points Fairbairn booted up 10.5, but the rest were a limp dill. Saquon, the Brine Master, Barkley, DJ, Sour Chips Moore, and Mini Gherkin Kyler Murray all fell well off their expectations. The loads overcame the leaky prophylactic of Brian Thomas Jr. as outstanding performances by Najee Lambskin Harris, Tank, Extra Lube Dell, and Devonta Ribs for your pleasure Smith carried them to victory. Loads 110.35, Crew 89.20. The laugher of the week goes to our sole undefeated team as the keys to victory rout the Funky Bunch. Coach Andrew Funky Butt Lovin's squad must have been spending too much time at the Blue Oyster dancing instead of studying film. Woof. Brock Pretty Purdy led the team with 28.65 points. But awful plays from Gooey Antonio Gibson, Ezekiel First Testament Elliott, and Quentin Small Johnston, and their combined 12 points were far too much for Coach to overcome. The rival Keys scorched the earth, unlocking manicured Caleb Williams and his 30.9 points, and Alvin the Cajun King Kamara continued his hot season, scoring 14.9 more. Those two were nearly enough. But add in Terry McBride to be and Austin, hey, I'm still relevant Eckler, and the Keys put it away. Final tally, Keys 103.20, Funky Butt Lovin 67.55. The Vagina Flowers were coming into Rivalry Week, riding a bit of a winning streak as they look to continue against Nick Cage. Coach Marion, George Calamia Kittle, and CJ Snapdragon Stroud led the scoring for the Flowers, but they ran into a hedge trimmer for Nick Cage. Jalen, the Wicker Man Hurts, Debo, Snake Eyes Samuel Sr., and AJ Faceoff Brown each creamed their projections, effectively cutting the Flowers off at the bud. An unkind end to a hot winning streak. Nick Cage, 115.9. Georgia O'Keefe, Vagina Flowers, 92.7. The 4-1 Tombstones head down to Miami to face off against the pesky URMEs in week number 6. This one ended up much tighter than Coach Scott had hoped. Chris the Gorgon Godwin continued his hot play, scoring a massive 32 in the game, and Alan Lazard, why is there a jet here and not on the choppers? Well, anyway, he scored 22.1, and we can't miss an opportunity to discuss the golden leg of Brandon Aubrey. Kicker Points, yeah, 10.10. But could they overcome the miserable play of stalwart Dak Attack Prescott? I don't know. But for the Aramis, Justin Strawberry Fields Forever went on for 25.15 points. Keenan, the veteran Allen, went off for 2 scores en route to 18.6 more. And Chase, the best crayon in the box Brown, scored 13.4, helping the Aramis outperform their projections, but in the end just fall short of the upset. Tombstones 102.70, Aramis 98.25. Now, typically, when you outscore your projections by 12, you've got a good chance to win. However, when your opponent outdoes theirs by 16, not so much. Such is the tale of the winless Get to the Choppas as they hosted the Lakehurst Dirigibles. Coach Menzies Choppas, who looked left for dead by Monday night, rallied behind, guess who, a whole fleet of Jets. Finally, the squad assembled, washed. Aaron Rodgers goes for 294 yards en route to 22.7 points. Garrett Mr. Wilson caught 20.7, and Breezy Brees Hall erupted for 21.4 as well. Add in Tyler Lockett's 14.5, and the Choppas have life. Now the Blimps counter all the Jets with the pride of Lions as Jared Nothing to Goffett scores a game-high 32.25 points, and Bucky Jackrabbit Irvin added 20.9. Whoa! Let's not forget about them kicker points! Jake Master Bates launching 17.4 for 10 points through the uprights. Seems the Choppas just ran into the wrong opponent this week. Final score, Blimps 117.15, Choppas 91.90. What's more of a traditional rivalry than that of brother versus brother? The lesser of the Cooter Bowls has Coach Mike and the South Sharksville Gravy Legs travel to the den of brother Coach Jeff and Katie. Now, the Cooter Wolves were a whole new squad this week. Literally, hours before kickoff, they traded nearly 2/3 of their roster to the Pinks. And then some of these new players shone brightly, I guess. I mean, Brock Bowers was okay with 11.6 points. The other massive players didn't even play this week. Surely that's a typo. No? Okay, well, Justin Herbert and Alexander Madison rounded out the top scores for the Wolves. The Gravy Legs, however, were ready for the Pack's assault. Top scorer for the game was poop-stained Josh Allen and his 28.55 points. Mr. T, Tyrone Tracy, added 19.7 to the total, while Drake London Calling and Tony Heavy Galoshes Pollard slugged their way to double-digit scores as well, helping the Gravy Legs cruise in this one. Legs, 108.85. Cooter Wolves, 73.15. Another rivalry week in the books, PSBN fans. Stay tuned to the channel as Syke and I break down the matchup of the 2-3 Cooter Institute Beavers versus the 3-2 Roswell 51ers. And the 2-3 Tinky Winky Stinky Pinkies face off against the 4-1 Cincinnati Heartbreak. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please take the time to click that like button, subscribe, or leave a comment. Here at the program, we live for your feedback, and it helps us make this the best slate of programming for you, our loyal viewers. Nearly halfway through the season, and almost everyone is still in it. I'll see you next week as we break down all the action for Week 7 in the NJCFFL.